Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of my YouTube channel. We are currently 4 weeks from my first show of the season and then 8 weeks from nationals. Today what we are going to cover is one of my leg days. Alright, so we're gonna go through my glute and hamstring day. I start with the hip abduction. I do 12 with my body leaning forward and 12 with my body leaning back. I really press into my heels too. When you're hitting your leg day and you're trying to be very specific, where you press into your feet is very, very important to get the max results and very specific results. So with this, I come forward. Core is really, really tight. So I'll do 12 like this. And I make sure to hold it on the outside because that's very important. That's where you're stressing your muscle. But fast out, slow in. And then I come back and I do 12 more. The reason for doing the forward and the backwards is you're hitting the muscle in different directions to shape the glute very specifically. And also with me, I have bigger glutes. I have more fat in my glutes. It's not that I'm trying to get my glutes smaller, but we're trying to shape them and tone them up and get the fat off them so that I fit my division correctly. The next thing that I do a hip thrust and then I'm gonna superset it with some lateral band walks. With my hip thrust, I can lift pretty heavy, but I'm not trying to exert myself till failure every single set because my glutes are already too big almost for my division. I do 15 reps of this, and then we'll do a minute of the lateral band walk. The tempo of this is very, very important. More of my weight should be in my heel. So I come down and then I push up pretty fast, and then I'm pressing through my heels. I'm also making sure my hips get flat right here to actually engage my glutes, and then I hold it. And then the tempo down is slow, and you don't rest. You go right into the next set. For the lateral band walk after the hip thrust, we go right into it. I'll do this for a minute. And again with this, the foot pressure is super important. Also, bending certain degrees in your joints. I have a slight bend in my knees, slight bend in my hips, but I'm not like super over. I have my core engaged, and then I'm just stepping. But I make sure that my heels and my toes have contact so that I'm working right in here for the tie-in, but also working right here to bring in the leanness. I just step. And it's very specific. You do not want to go too fast. So the next exercise, this is my least favorite. It's Bulgarians. I have 4 sets of 15. So typically I don't go extremely heavy. I'm focusing on my tempo and actually engaging muscles. And again, pressing through my foot correctly, engaging my hamstrings and glutes correctly for the look we want. I keep my tempo pretty slow going down. I pause, and then I'm pressing through my whole foot with this one when I come up, but then I don't stop at the top. It really stretches your hamstring. That helps bring in a tie-in, but this movement also helps with glutes. After the Bulgarians, we got a B stance deadlift, so it's basically like a single leg deadlift. The point for this with me is all focus on the glute. With these, I go back. I get as much range of motion in my hips back as possible because we're trying to shoot up and use the glute. And then we come up. We make sure not to fully extend though because we don't want to lose tension in the glute because that is where we're focusing on. So it's a nice slow tempo down. I pause. Up. It's also very important that I'm doing these single leg movements like the single leg deadlift and the Bulgarians because symmetry is another critical thing with bikini. You have to train evenly on both sides. You also have to pose on evenly on both sides so that there's no flexibility or strength things that are off, because judges will notice that on the stage. Second to last movement I do, this is for my hamstring tie-in, a kickback. Again, tempo is super important with this. Where my foot is directing me is super important as well, because I'm trying to focus on my hamstring. I keep my toes straight. I bring my foot in to stretch the hamstring, and then I come out, I keep my toes straight, and once I feel my tie-in right here, I stop for a second. I slowly come back in, and then it's a faster tempo up. And again, that toe has to stay straight, or we're using more side glute, and that's not the purpose and what I'm trying to do to get the right look with my legs.
Oh wait, you're actually on steroids?
I'm on Anavar.
Oh shit, I didn't know.
No, Anavar's not a big steroid. All the girls, do you know like all of them? They're all on shit.
Oh shit.
They're on more shit than me. I'm on 5 milligrams of Anavar. That ain't shit.
Oh shit. But you're gonna be like honest to them and tell them that?
I already did it in the first episode.
Oh sweet. Okay.
Yeah, I went through my intake the first one and kind of like let them get to know me, because in NPC you have to understand every girl, even bikini girls, they're using Anavar because females, when they cut, I explained this in the first video, you lose so much muscle. That's why like the girls who do like bikini and they're not like an NPC, they're an OCB, they're natural, they don't look that great.
Are you gonna tell them that you have like a lot of sex for your cardio? Or?
No. Last exercise I do is a sitting hamstring curl. Again, tempo is critical with this one. I'm trying to get as much blood flow into my hamstrings to work them and fill out the hamstring muscle to bring in the tie-in, but also lean it out. I do 4 sets of 15 with this one. Again, I'm trying to lean out my legs specifically for bikini. So when I do it, it's a lot of mind-body connection, and the mind-body connection, it's critical with everything I just did. It's critical with this. We just push down, and then I hold it right here, and I really feel up until the bottom of my glute. A lot of people will stop before they feel that, but it's critical. And then it's a faster tempo down, hold.
Oh wait, and also like tell them about like all the cardio I have, like all the sex you've been having.
Yeah, so I have so much sex, that's how I really lean myself out. No, I'm celibate. When you are a competitor, you don't pay attention to the opposite sex. All of your energy needs to go into your lifts, and it needs to go into actual cardio and pushing so that your physique will look the best possible. It'd be a disservice if I was going around having random sex right now.
And like, what about like the heroin you be shooting out?
We don't do heroin. Alright, last little part of this video, we're going to do a little bit of posing, but this is more so that I can pinpoint the specifics of the look with bikini for you guys. The legs are the last part for females that lean out, but with my posing and my front posing in my leg, you have to have this glute shape. You need to see your actual glute, and it needs to come in under your glute so you can see your hamstring. And then there needs to be lines right here to actually be stage lean. A lot of girls in amateur don't actually get that look. We're always trying to make an X frame. I talked about this in my first video, but it's critical. Another critical thing is always keeping your glutes up throughout your whole entire pose and routine, and making it very graceful. You see how I keep my glutes up. Now in the back pose, this is where you can see a lot of specifics. Right now, as you can see, my hamstrings actually going into my glutes, and that is gonna be a much better bikini look. My glutes right now have a little leaning out to do, my hamstrings have a little leaning out to do. For me, once I get into prep, I'm a little under 4 weeks right now from the first show. Every single day I'm putting in 100%. I'm seeing drastic changes. Everything's leaning out good. I have no worries. And then going into nationals, things are going to be even more lean and at a more dramatic look, which we need to get a pro card.